JBN, we keep you informed. 2 killed, 4 injured in St. Catherine shooting. 6 persons were shot, 2 fatally, during an attack by gunmen in Waterford, St. Catherine on Wednesday night. The deceased have been identified as 64-year-old Lester Smith, otherwise called Fowl, and a 63-year-old Wilford Lahore, otherwise called Bobby. The men were playing dominoes shortly after 9 o'clock when they were attacked. An alleged eyewitness who said he escaped the attack said a vehicle drove up, 2 men alighted and began to open gunfire. He said he ran, but when he returned to the scene, he realized several people had been shot. Negril businessman murdered. The Negril police are probing the fatal shooting of 45-year-old businessman Steve Thelwell in Westmoreland on Wednesday night. A taxi operator was transporting the wheelchair-bound businessman was also shot and injured. Shortly after 7 o'clock, Thelwell arrived at his apartment complex on Norman Manley Boulevard. He was being helped into his wheelchair by the taxi operator when 2 armed men ambushed them. The men opened gunfire, hitting Thelwell several times. The taxi operator was shot in the left thigh. Thelwell was pronounced dead at the scene while the taxi operator was taken to the hospital. DNA results link suspect in custody to rape in Portmore. Detectives attached to the Greater Portmore Police Criminal Investigations Branch are reporting that they have received DNA results linking 27-year-old Shadane Harris to one of the sexual attacks in the municipality. The suspected serial rapist was picked up in June during a manhunt by the police. The DNA results submitted last week reportedly link Harris to the rape of a 14-year-old girl in Portmore. He was charged Wednesday afternoon for the offense following questioning by CIB detectives. This was confirmed by his attorney Vincent Wellesley. Wellesley said his client has been charged with rape, burglary, and 2 counts of larceny. Investigators reported that about 2:30 a.m. on January 26, Harris broke into a house in Greater Portmore where he sexually assaulted the teenager. Wellesley said investigators told him they are awaiting the results of other DNA tests. Investigators suspect that since last November, Harris invaded the homes of mostly single women and assaulted them at knife point. More than a dozen women were raped. Harris has been charged with several counts of burglary and house break-ins. Investigators say they found his fingerprints at the scenes of some of the home invasions after using his previous criminal record to match the prints. Investigators say on May 8 he broke into the home of a bank employee and stabbed her several times during a tussle. The woman was hospitalized for 4 days. U.S. citizen reported missing in Westmoreland. Police in Westmoreland are trying to locate an American citizen who has been reported missing since Monday. He is 23-year-old Seafood Taylor of Queens in New York, USA, and Jerusalem Mountain in Westmoreland. According to the police, Taylor is of dark complexion, stout build, and is about 175 centimeters or 5 feet 9 inches tall. He was last seen at his Westmoreland address about 7 p.m. His mode of dress at the time he went missing is unknown and he has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Seafood Taylor is being asked to contact the Morgans Bridge Police at 876-955-1375, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 12-year-old Clarendon girl commits suicide. Her mother hospitalized. The Clarendon police are investigating a reported suicide involving a 12-year-old Central High student, Renisha Henry. She was found hanging from a tree in her yard in the farming community of Bell Plain near Four Paths in Clarendon. Renisha's mother had reportedly earlier asked her to wash the dishes. The mother had to be rushed to the hospital after seeing her daughter dangling from the tree. One relative said that the child appeared to have been having difficulty coping since the separation of her parents some time ago. U.S. Coast Guard nabs Jamaican off Florida coast. The United States Coast Guard says crew members interdicted a 37-foot pleasure craft with 1 Jamaican and 3 Brazilians aboard about 30 miles east of Hollywood in southern Florida. 2 smugglers were also on board the vessel, the Coast Guard said. On Wednesday, the U.S. Coast Guard said crew located the pleasure craft named Bada Bling with 6 people aboard during a patrol on Tuesday. The U.S. Coast Guard said the crew safely embarked 2 Brazilian adult males, 1 Brazilian adult female, 1 Jamaican adult male, and 2 potential smugglers. All 6 people were transferred to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Coast Guard said. People should never trust these criminal organizations with their lives, said Petty Officer First Class Nicholas Rodriguez, Coast Guard 7th District Operations Branch. Attempting to smuggle yourself into the country via the maritime environment is both extremely dangerous and illegal, he added. With the consistent danger these smuggling ventures present, our crews and partner agencies remain persistently vigilant to protect lives and enforce federal laws. 33 alleged gangsters remanded. The man believed to be the leader of the Wandon gang as well as a Jamaica Defense Force soldier were among 33 alleged members of the St. Catherine-based criminal enterprise remanded until September 2 and 3 when bail applications will be heard. The bail hearing will be done in 20-minute slots over the 2-day period, was scheduled by Justice Leighton Pusey when the matter was mentioned in the Home Circuit Court on Tuesday. The judge, in the meantime, instructed the Crown to make disclosure to the defense on or before August 23. The alleged gangsters, including 1 woman, were arrested during recent police raids. They are said to be responsible for more than 30 murders, including that of a policeman. They are charged with facilitating a serious criminal offense, conspiracy to commit murder, and being part of a criminal organization. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, during a recent press briefing, said that the gang, a breakaway faction of the notorious Klansman gang, has been accused of committing shootings and extortion in the St. Catherine North Police Division, earning $57 million annually from extortion. Security guards tied up, threatened with death in 3rd raid on company in a week. Just over 24 hours after breaking into Stresscon Jamaica Limited, a group of brazen criminals numbering about 10 went back to the business on Riverton Boulevard in St. Andrew, tied up 2 unarmed security guards, ransacked the place, and threatened the guards with death if they dared to return. Stresscon Director Stephen Fung-yee yesterday said that the guards, who were placed at the construction company to facilitate the installation of an alarm system, were tied up and taken to an unknown location between Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Fung-yee, who had been operating the business in that community since 1972, decided to have the alarm system installed after 2 break-ins in less than a week. After committing the first robbery last week, Thursday night, the thieves returned between Monday night and early Tuesday morning this week and again raided the company. On Tuesday, when a visit was made to the location just before 10 a.m., there was evidence of the break-in. The lock on the door at the entrance of the administrative office had been tampered with, while the padlocks on the workshop's metal doors had been cut off. Broken glass, paper, keys, boxes, a drum of gasoline, and other miscellaneous items were strewn throughout the complex at Riverton Boulevard in the St. Andrews South Police Division, where a state of public emergency SOE has been in effect since July 7, when Prime Minister Andrew Holness, during a press briefing at Jamaica House, said that the declaration was made after careful consideration and review of the current crime situation. Yesterday, when Fung-yee was contacted by the security company at approximately 10 a.m., he thought they were calling to say everything was okay, given the fact that he was not summoned throughout the night. The engineer, who was at the work site when he received the call, said the company told him that the guards had been kidnapped. According to Fung-yee, the representative from the security company with whom he spoke told him that they had organized a team to go to the location and examine the plant around noon. He said when they visited the facility, the lights were on and the place ransacked. Frustrated by the series of robberies, Fung-yee said he now believes the matter is personal. "There's nothing more to take to prevent me from operating," he said. On Tuesday, he said that the more than 40 workers currently employed to the company, which manufactures concrete sewers and manholes for the road infrastructure development projects in the corporate area, may be out of jobs in coming weeks. "If we can't operate, we can't employ them," Fung-yee said. "For now, we'll have to clean up, and then I don't know if we can continue operating because we don't have the tools to reopen right now because they took all of the woodworking, all of the welding, all of the manufacturing tools, and I don't know if it makes sense replacing them here," and obviously frustrated, Fung-yee said. Yesterday, Fung-yee said when he reported the latest incident to the police, he was told that they would conduct further investigations today. When contact was made with the commanding officer for the St. Andrew South Police Division, Superintendent Gary Francis, he said he was engaged in a meeting concerning the SOE and would make checks with the investigating officer. Agriculture Ministry spending $15 million to assist farmers affected by drought. The Ministry of Agriculture, through the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, is spending $15 million to assist farmers affected by the ongoing drought. Portfolio Minister Audley Shaw said a proper assessment is being done to determine further assistance or interventions. In a statement to the House of Representatives on Wednesday, Shaw also said that under the ministry's production incentive program, some $19.95 million is being allocated via the members of parliament to assist in providing inputs to farmers island-wide. MPs in the rural parishes are being allocated $350,000 per constituency, while MPs in urban constituencies are being allocated $250,000, he pointed out. Shaw further said that based on an assessment by RADA's technical team, there has been less than required rainfall in all parishes. He noted that an estimated 5,600 farmers have been affected with losses of 500 hectares. The crops mostly affected include vegetables, fruits, cereal roots, and tubers. Additionally, 99 farmers in St. Andrew and St. Thomas have sustained an estimated loss of $20.9 million as a result of bushfires. The crops impacted are coffee and fruit trees, as well as farm buildings, goats, and pasture lands. As it relates to the availability and cost of produce, the Agriculture Minister said that there is a trending increase in prices of agricultural food items such as vegetables and tubers. However, there will be no need for any large-scale importation of these items, as our valued farmers have been responding to the need for increased production, and with the assistance being provided, are expanding production in our irrigated areas, he noted. Meanwhile, the ministry is now engaged in a number of long-term strategies to address the challenges associated with climate change. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.